As 2025 draws to a close, Minnesota finds itself at the center of a political storm unlike any in recent memory. The state, known for its progressive values and vibrant immigrant communities, is suddenly thrust into the national spotlight. The catalyst? A short, seemingly innocuous video that has spread like wildfire across social media platforms, igniting fierce debate and deepening existing political divides. The video, just under a minute long, was first posted on Twitter and quickly racked up millions of views. It shows a moment that, for some, is a symbol of unity, and for others, a calculated political move. In the clip, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, a prominent Democrat and current Senate candidate, is seen donning a hijab as she visits a Somali-owned business in Minneapolis. She smiles, shakes hands, and listens intently to community members, her gesture intended as a sign of respect and solidarity with Minnesota's large, Somali-American population. What might have been a simple act of cultural empathy has instead become a lightning rod in an already contentious Senate race. The video is played and replayed on news channels, dissected in town halls, and debated in living rooms across the state. Critics, especially those from the opposing party, accuse Flanagan of blatant political pandering. Their skepticism is heightened by the timing. Minnesota is still reeling from a massive state fraud scandal that has eroded public trust in government. For them, the video is less about cultural respect and more about winning votes in a key demographic. But Flanagan's supporters see things differently. They argue that her actions are a genuine attempt to reach out to a community that has often felt marginalized and targeted, especially in the wake of recent political rhetoric and policy changes. For many Somali Americans, the gesture is a rare acknowledgement of their place in Minnesota's story. The fallout from the video has been swift and dramatic. Voters are sharply divided, with some praising Flanagan's willingness to stand with minority communities, while others question her motives and demand greater accountability from their leaders. The debate has spilled over into coffee shops, community centers, and polling places, becoming a central issue in the campaign. For many Minnesotans, the controversy has become a litmus test, forcing them to confront where they stand on the intersection of culture, politics, and public trust. It's a debate that goes beyond one video, touching on deeper questions about identity, representation, and the future direction of the state. As the campaign season heats up, this single viral moment has come to encapsulate the deep divisions and passionate debates shaping Minnesota's political landscape. The outcome of this firestorm may well determine not just the next senator, but the very soul of Minnesota politics for years to come. The video, which first aired on Somali TV and quickly circulated across local news and social media, captures a moment that would soon ignite statewide debate. In the footage, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan is seen visiting a Somali-owned business in Minneapolis, a neighborhood known for its vibrant immigrant community. She stands among shelves of colorful goods, wearing a hijab, a traditional headscarf worn by many Muslim women, as a gesture of respect and solidarity with her hosts. Flanagan greets the shop owners and viewers with a warm "Salam alaikum," the traditional Arabic greeting meaning "peace be upon you." Her words are met with smiles and nods from those around her, and she takes time to shake hands and listen to the stories of Somali Minnesotans who have made the state their home. During her visit, Flanagan addresses the gathered community, calling Somali Americans part of the fabric of Minnesota. She emphasizes the importance of diversity and inclusion, highlighting how immigrant communities have contributed to the state's culture, economy, and resilience. She urges all Minnesotans to support their immigrant neighbors, stressing that standing together is essential in the face of rising tensions and uncertainty. Her message is one of unity, compassion, and shared responsibility. Flanagan openly acknowledges the climate of fear that has gripped many immigrant families, especially in light of recent federal immigration enforcement actions. She reassures the community, promising, "We've got your back," and pledges that state leaders will continue to advocate for their safety and well-being. The choice of setting, a bustling local business owned and operated by Somali immigrants, was no accident. It was a deliberate show of both economic and cultural support, meant to highlight the positive impact of immigrant entrepreneurship on Minnesota's neighborhoods. For many, the video was a genuine act of solidarity, a rare moment of a public official reaching out to a marginalized community and affirming their place in the state's story. Community members expressed gratitude, and some saw it as a hopeful sign of changing attitudes. Yet for others, the video appeared to be a calculated political move, timed to appeal to a key voting bloc ahead of a contentious election. Political analysts debated whether the gesture was authentic or simply strategic, and some viewers remained skeptical of Flanagan's intentions. The image of Flanagan, a white Native American official, wearing the hijab, became a powerful and polarizing symbol. For supporters, it represented empathy and cross-cultural understanding. For critics, it raised questions about authenticity and appropriation. The video's ambiguity, was it a heartfelt gesture of empathy or an act of political pandering, fueled its rapid spread online. Social media users debated its meaning, and the footage quickly went viral, sparking heated conversations across Minnesota and beyond. In response to the growing controversy, Flanagan's office clarified that her comments were meant to address the fear caused by recent actions from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which had left many immigrant families feeling vulnerable and targeted. Still, the video left ample room for interpretation. Viewers projected their own hopes, fears and biases onto the footage, making it a kind of political Rorschach test. This lack of context allowed the video to become a potent, divisive symbol in the ongoing Senate campaign, with both sides using it to rally their supporters and criticize their opponents. Ultimately, the controversy surrounding the video is less about the act itself and more about what it represents in a politically charged moment, raising questions about identity, belonging, and the power of symbolic gestures in American politics. Flanagan's opponents, led by Republican David Hann, quickly seized on the video, recognizing an opportunity to shift the narrative in their favor. The footage, which had initially been intended to highlight Flanagan's outreach to Minnesota's Somali community, was now being reframed as a political liability. Hann and his allies wasted no time in launching a coordinated response, eager to capitalize on the controversy and put Flanagan on the defensive. Hann called it a cynical ploy, accusing Flanagan of pandering to the Somali community instead of addressing the state's fraud scandal. He argued that her focus on identity politics was a deliberate distraction from the real issues facing Minnesotans, particularly the massive fraud scandal that had shaken public trust in government programs. Hann's message resonated with voters who were already frustrated by the headlines and eager for accountability. Conservative media outlets quickly amplified Hann's accusations, turning the controversy into a statewide and even national talking point. Pundits and commentators on networks like Fox News argued that Flanagan was more interested in photo ops and cultivating her image than in protecting taxpayer dollars. They pointed to the billions lost in the fraud scandal as evidence of her misplaced priorities, fueling outrage among viewers and further polarizing the debate. The attack painted her as out of touch and negligent, unfit to oversee federal funds as a senator. Critics claimed that her actions demonstrated a lack of seriousness and responsibility, raising doubts about her ability to handle the pressures of higher office. For many undecided voters, the controversy became a litmus test for leadership and integrity, casting a long shadow over Flanagan's campaign. Hann positioned himself as the candidate of accountability, drawing a sharp contrast with Flanagan's identity politics. He promised to restore trust in government, pledging to prioritize transparency and fiscal responsibility if elected. His campaign ads highlighted his record and hammered home the message that Minnesota needed a leader who would put the interests of all residents above political posturing. The Republican response forced Flanagan's campaign onto the defensive, ensuring the video remained a central issue throughout the race. As the controversy continued to dominate headlines and social media feeds, Flanagan's team scrambled to regain control of the narrative, knowing that the outcome of the election could hinge on how they responded to these accusations. The outrage over Flanagan's video is inseparable from the backdrop of Minnesota's massive fraud scandal. Billions meant for child nutrition during the pandemic were stolen, with many implicated from the Somali community. This created a tense climate, balancing justice with avoiding community-wide stigma. Critics argue the Walz-Flanagan administration was slow to act, fearing political fallout. They claim Flanagan's video doubled down on appeasement, prioritizing political alliances over accountability. For opponents, her gesture looked like negligence, not solidarity. The scandal gave critics the perfect context to frame her actions as political malpractice. Flanagan's campaign responded, insisting the video was about supporting small businesses and communities fearful of ICE, not political pandering. Her spokesperson explained the hijab was a spontaneous gesture of respect, not a calculated move. The campaign argued critics were manufacturing outrage over a simple act of courtesy. They tried to shift focus, saying the real outrage should be about constitutional rights violated by federal agents, not a scarf. The team also corrected misinformation, clarifying Flanagan never claimed Somalis built Minnesota. Their defense: this was a gesture of solidarity, not a political stunt. At the heart of the controversy is a clash between symbolism and accountability. Supporters see Flanagan's gesture as inclusive leadership, building trust with marginalized communities. They argue symbolic acts are essential for fostering unity and empathy. Critics counter that amid a historic fraud scandal, accountability must come first. They see the video as tone-deaf, prioritizing optics over real oversight. The debate is not about whether symbolism matters, but whether it should ever overshadow the core duties of governance. For many, Flanagan's timing sent the wrong message at the wrong time. The controversy forces voters to weigh cultural representation against fiscal responsibility. For some, Flanagan's solidarity is essential affirmation. For others, it's a distraction from government failure. Immigrant and minority communities may see her gesture as vital, while others prioritize restoring trust and accountability. The debate reflects a larger national question: should government focus on inclusion or efficient administration? Flanagan's video brings this abstract debate into sharp personal focus for Minnesota voters. The choice is between a leader who offers empathy and one who promises strict oversight. How voters resolve this will shape the state's political future. The hijab video debate is a microcosm of America's political divide. One side values compassionate leadership and cultural bridge building, seeing Flanagan's gesture as necessary and positive. They argue solidarity and accountability can coexist. The other side demands unwavering fiscal responsibility, viewing the video as a distraction from real issues. Critics see it as virtue signaling, not leadership. The scale of the fraud, they argue, required a focus on oversight, not symbolism. Both sides present compelling arguments, but the divide remains stark. The Flanagan hijab video controversy offers lessons for Minnesota and the nation. Context is everything. What's unifying in one moment can be divisive in another. The incident highlights the tension between identity politics and traditional governance. It shows how powerful symbols can overshadow policy, especially in the age of social media. Leaders must balance cultural responsiveness with fiscal responsibility. For voters, the challenge is to look past rhetoric and assess candidates' core values and competence. For politicians, every gesture will be scrutinized in a polarized environment. The path forward requires both symbolic gestures and a demonstrable commitment to effective, equitable governance.